but now how do we optimize, optimize this stuff? So one of the things we found is, start with proven templates, on landing pages. So don't reinvent the wheel, So like you could go to collective.com.au and check out that, check out how we've done that Facebook ad swipe file. That's a great spot to start. You may already have something that really kicks ass, and then split test it, run it against that, that kind of thing. Or like within lead pages, you can sort by conversion rate, and also ClickFunnels has just added that in now as well. Only very recently, I think in the last month, where it says top converting, so you can sort by top converting landing pages. The advantages of ClickFunnels over lead pages is lead pages only really has a handful of templates that are Google and Facebook compliant, whereas with ClickFunnels, even if you chose a landing page and it doesn't have the stuff that I just told you that I enforce all my clients to have, then you can add a section at the top that does that. You can add a section in the footer that does that, that kind of thing. So that's why I think these two tools, lead pages is better if you're not amazing with technology, or you just want to really get stuff up quick and easy. But out of the two, if you're a hardcore serious direct response marketer, then, and you want to create funnel optimization and stuff, then ClickFunnels I think is the superior tool. And it's certainly easier for meeting your compliance type stuff. Other thing is, ensure everything is responsive or mobile optimized. We're certainly just making everything responsive now. We've had really good success for services businesses over the years, though, using direct, mobile optimized sites where it's got a call us button or send us a quick text. See that send us a quick text on, if you're a service business, like here you're a lawn servicing business or whatever, that thing is just a machine. So we've got services businesses that we work with where their homepage of their mobile site converts at 40%. Their homepage, not a landing page, because people are calling them, sending a quick text, or clicking on them to find where they are on the map. It's just amazing. But yeah, so obviously, since the rules changed with Google in April of 2015, you really don't want to have any pages that are not mobile optimized or responsive these days. And obviously, I'm assuming you guys have got a high level of knowledge, but responsive means that the site adjusts depending on the size, of the browser, like that example there on the left. Okay, so then the next thing is to run split tests on your main money pages and landing pages on your site. So remember, initially we spoke about we need to identify what are our main money pages, because often people just decide, actually what most people do is they don't do any split tests at all. So it's easy to outperform the masses just by starting to run split tests. Running split tests used to be really hard, and now it's really easy, and I'll show you what I mean in a moment. So split test is just talking about, if you've got one version of a page, and then what's something that we could do to change that page to, I wonder whether we could get more sales, or I wonder whether we could get more leads, that kind of thing. So really obvious ones are changing the design from one design to another. That's a big hitter. Other big hitters are, changing the headline and the sub-headline. That's a really big hitter. Changing product image can really work. Changing the offer can really matter. And the one that's made the most difference to us recently, like if we look in the last year, is just button text, the stuff that we were talking about before, and those calls to action. Another thing that I've really learned over those 400 split tests as well is the closer you can optimize towards the end of the funnel, like with example, if you're in an e-commerce store, the closer you can optimize towards the checkout, the better, or that kind of thing. It would be 3 or 4 e-commerce stores now I've doubled the sales of and doubled the conversion rate of just with one move, which was changing, optimizing the checkout. Or like, for example, if anyone's doing Magento is it's an amazing big, e-commerce store, but it's just got a pig of a of a checkout module on it by default. I don't know why they've done this. It's, if you're happy to check out over these next 8 steps, then this is the best one for you. But you can go to Magento Connect, which is like grab this free plugin from Magento, or from a Magento developer, called something, one page checkout, be done in less than a day and double the conversion of your standard Magento store, and basically double the sales of a standard Magento store, and do it in less than like literally a day. It's incredible. So we want to figure out what our main pages are. We don't want to just focus, we don't want to just focus anywhere. There's two main types of split testing. So the first one on the left, which most people know about, is A/B split testing, and then we've got multivariate. So let's talk about A/B first. So A/B is where we've got a page, and we declare that our control, so we're happy with this page. It's pretty good. But now, what happens if we make another copy of it over to the side, and then we use the split testing software to send half the traffic to the first page and half the traffic to the second page? From a traffic generation point of view, you don't need to do anything. All you got to do is just start, sending traffic to the first page, and it'll start round robining for you. So this is the way most people split test, and it's great. And I actually recommend this for most people because it doesn't require big traffic volumes. It's quite simple to understand that kind of stuff. Professionals, like I said, our agency, we used to be a conversion optimization agency, so we obviously did a lot of multivariate as well. And what multivariate is talking about is where you're rotating in and out multiple elements. Like we used to rotate in and out up to 16 different design elements at one stage to build the ultimate version of this page. So what about which is best out of these 16 different headlines and sub-headlines combinations, or these different calls to action? And so what it does is over time it says, well, out of all those different combos, actually if you use this headline, if you use that sub-headline, and if you use this call to action button, that beats the conversion of all those other things. So you can get answers with multivariate split testing that you can't get with A/B, and you can get there faster, and it's incredible actually if you apply multivariate split testing. We did it in a large weight loss company when we were driving traffic from TV and radio and print media and Facebook ads and Google ads. But we had enormous traffic to work with, and we could learn really, really quickly. If you don't have enormous traffic volumes, multivariate split testing isn't really the right answer for you because it takes too long to get an answer, and you may not ever get there. So, and also, you've got to be a little bit geeky like me. I would say for most people, don't worry about it. Just do A/B split testing, and I'll show you how easy it is to do A/B split testing now. So main ways of running split tests. So with ClickFunnels, up in the top left, you can see they can't make it any easier than that. Start split test, boom, click create variation. So if you've got a main landing page you're driving traffic to and you haven't done this, then go back to ClickFunnels. If you're using that, click create variation and make it. And then what it'll say is, do you want to do it based on the current template, or do you want to do a new template? And that kind of thing. And the easiest one is, say, change the current template and maybe change the headline, the subheadline, that kind of thing. Figure out which one works and then declare that your control, and then move on from there. So lead pages over here in the top right, you can see it says A/B test. You click on that. Actually, I think I've got an example of how that one works in a moment to show you. Google Analytics content experiments. So that's just a free part of Google Analytics. Allows you to split test up to 6 pages at a time, really run them against each other as an A/B test. It replaced Google Website Optimizer. Google Website Optimizer was a far superior product. It allowed you to do up to 16 tests at a time, which we loved. We're not as big a fan of Google Analytics content experiments, but it does work. And then there's other premium services like Visual Website Optimizer and Optimizely. Visual Website Optimizer can be pretty good, where it's like a drag and drop thing. What happens if I move this here? What happens if I move that there? And it'll do that on the fly, that kind of stuff. But for most people with your landing pages, I'd say build your landing pages in ClickFunnels or Lead Pages and use their tools, because it's going to be easier. And you're better off with something easier that you do than something more complex that you don't do. So like if you chose Lead Pages here and you clicked on that A/B test, and then it says, okay, you want to make, which do you want to use as a starting point for your new variation? And you can click, like for there, I'll use the original one, or you can create a new template. So it's creating another copy of your landing page. And then from within Lead Pages, you can say, okay, which one do I want to do? I want to edit the current page, or do I want to edit the variation? And you can make the variation, a little bit different to the main page. So they start running against each other, and then you'll start to see, results like this. So the first one got 38% conversion, and in this example, the variation one got 36% conversion. So it was a decrease. And I put that screenshot in there on purpose. Like in theory, I should put a test in there that kicked butt. But the reality is, not all split tests kick butt, even if you've got as much experience in this space as me. But remember, I was saying earlier about just take the emotion out of it. All marketing is just a test. So just figure out what works and and what doesn't, and run your winners long, cut your losers short. So just move on to the next test really, really quickly when you figure out something that's not working. Okay, so other things to look at is heat maps. and scroll maps on your site. So here, this shows you on the left, where people are clicking to make sure that they're clicking towards your primary calls to action. And then scroll map shows you, how far down your site are they actually going. Because if your primary call to action is really below, where the people are going, then obviously that can be make a big issue. And so here I've used a tool called crazyegg.com for that, which is from a guy called Neil Patel. So heat maps and scroll maps are a great thing to get going and understanding what's going on with your site. Something a bit more advanced, and we've had great success with as well, is video tracking. And also form analytics. So this is using a tool called ClickTail. What it does is it actually starts recording videos of site visitors on your site, shows their mouse, what they did, where they went, what pages they clicked to, and then it'll start to show you heat maps as well. And it'll start to show you conversion funnels of where they, what pages they went to and what pages they didn't, and where they dropped off and where they went, and that kind of stuff. But the video tracking as well, if you've got a conversion problem, putting this on your site for a month and watching back 300 videos of what people did on that page that was a conversion problem, you'll figure it out pretty quick. And form analytics, I don't really ever hear anyone talking about form analytics, but form analytics is gold, if you've got, so say for example, we doubled a hire car company, and I doubled it, well, we went on and did more than that with them, but we doubled this hire car company's bookings just by using form analytics. So, for example, when you're booking out a hire car, you might have 3 or 4 pages that click on to different things, and on about the 3rd page, they were asking this question that the audience sort of thought was too intrusive. They don't need to know that. Why do they need to know that type thing? And by using form analytics, we could see that actually 76% of people got to that field on form number 3 and were leaving. And so we got rid of that one field, and it's like, we doubled that business. And we were only there for 3 weeks, and the guy was saying, "Why are you charging me $12,000 for that? You're only there for 3 weeks, and you leave." And it was like, well, you had a problem, we fixed the problem, and that was what the scope was to do. We knew where to look, that was what the value was. So,
Nice.
yeah, you should have been happy.
Well done.
Yeah. Form analytics, I learned it from a copywriter in Australia, Alexi, just gold, if you've got a complex thing, it's, but yeah, not many people think of it, but great.